Okay, let's go ahead and get things going. Again, good morning, everybody. This is Mike Anderson with American Independent Marketing. I want to take a minute and thank you for your time in advance of this morning's presentation. And I want to take a second here and introduce our guest presenter, Jonas Roser. Jonas is he's the president of Roser Resources. It's a full-service marketing and strategic communication agency. He's a key piece of our creative team here at AIM. He's an internationally known award-winning marketer, a member of the Echo Academy of Direct Marketing Arts and Sciences, and he was the first ever recipient of John Hancock's Bright Idea Award for his involvement in the creation and development of the 3 and 4 Association. You'll hear some more about that here today. Jonas is the president of that nationally recognized nonprofit. Their sole mission is to raise awareness of the need for long-term care insurance. He has been able to get 3 and 4 related information onto billboards in Times Square and on national television programs. Jonas is very well known throughout the long-term care industry for his marketing expertise and branding campaigns. He was the chief marketing officer, as you can see here, with Long-Term Care Financial Partners from its founding year in 2003 until 2012 when he branched off and went out on his own. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over and let Jonas take it away. Good morning, Jonas. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Mike. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, volume is good. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, it looks like I have some emails popping up, even though I've shut down my Outlook, but we'll get moving and welcome everybody, and thank you for having me. Thanks for the introduction, Mike. And what we have upon us is something that's unique for long-term care awareness, and it's a whole month dedicated to awareness for long-term care planning, which in turn can bring a complete whole month of the ability for you to market long-term care insurance and other related products to that. The reason it's so important to market during this month is there's all this other activity happening. So all the media already has this focused attention. It creates an incredible door opener for you. So whether you're looking at a way, how do I get in touch with my old B leads? How do I, land another strategic partner? What am I going to do that's going to create activity this month that is going to, hold on a second. Sorry, folks, I don't know what happened. Mike, can you, I'm assuming everyone's seeing my, there we go. You there? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was a little too quick on my mouse there. Anyways, image is back up. But it's about creating activity. And the best time to do it is during Long-Term Care Awareness Month for long-term care insurance because there's already so much stuff happening. It creates a conversation starter for yourself. Were you a little nervous to pick up the phone, to smile and dial to, once again, that strategic partner? Maybe it's your own physician. Maybe it's an old B lead, as I said. Long story short, you have a reason to do it. And why? Because there's a whole month dedicated to it across the whole United States. And so lead that charge. Lead that charge in your neighborhood. Lead it at your local civic organization. Lead it on your website. Lead it everywhere. But take hold of it because what it supplies you is great social media content, right? You already have the vehicle. It's this national campaign. You're the specialist. It creates a door opener for you, the conversation starter. And better yet, every day there's going to be stuff in the news and on the, whether it's TV media, print media, online media, that you're going to be able to use to position yourself. So you don't have to go out there and start looking for it. It's already going to be heightened at its #1 top line level. So much stuff out there. At the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you a few links that's going to help you find that content very easily in a matter of seconds. It's going to just be imported into your inbox. So once again, you're not spending time searching online, Googling different terms to find the latest article that day. You're going to have it in your inbox, and you're going to be positioned with the people that you're trying to talk to, whether they're new clients you couldn't get ready to move forward, or the ones or people you're trying to work with to get in front of more clients coming to you. So, before we get into more of what's coming in this webinar and how to utilize stuff in Long-Term Care Awareness Month, I wanted to show you a couple of producer tools that are at your fingertips. It doesn't mean you need to use all of them. One of them would be a good place to start, but these are just a couple. And also, the support department at AIM has other ideas as well. I'm sure you've talked to them many times in the past. But we'll start with our first thing, which is direct mail. It's not too late right now to spend some money and order some mail that's targeted to the zip code you want, the household income you want, the demographic you want. AIM has a special program with Target Leads where they have a discounted price per pieces in the mail. And to take it one better, which Michael talked about, they have co-op marketing dollars. So for every amount of dollars placed, I believe, or you submitted, I'm not quite sure, Mike will add those details at them to call, you can receive cash back. And there's a different price for each type of mailing. But I believe for long-term care insurance is $100 for every so many dollars of premium. So take advantage of that. And an idea is, I believe it's under around $450 for 1,000 pieces of mail going to the zip code that you want, to the household income that you want. And it's a great way to do it. You could have leads coming back within 5 to 6 days. Personalized guides. I'm going to break off and talk a lot about this in the webinar. These, to me, are the keys to the kingdom. You'll see why. I'm going to go off on how you can use them, how you can break yourself out in the community, and how important they are. The AIM program, the Connected Agent. This is a great program. There's over 100 members right now. It's growing little bit by little bit every month, but it is an unbelievable program. It shows you how to utilize these guides. It is an online platform, and the guides can be present and as a user group. It's a dedicated marketing call. This is basically having your own marketing team, department platform in the palm of your hands for very little money. And if you, once again, place a certain amount of business every quarter, the program is free to you. There is a turnkey seminar kit, which I'm going to talk to you about. And when I mean turnkey, it's turnkey, from compliance approved materials, where you should be giving it, how you should do it, a video to watch. All the stuff is there, and to top it off, it's branded by the 3 and 4, which is a nonprofit, which makes the doors swing open even quicker and people coming through them even faster. And don't forget, you know what? Carriers make great marketing materials. And if you're with AIM, you're appointed with a whole bunch of those carriers, and there's a lot of great materials there that they have, and some of them, even the made ones just for Long-Term Care Awareness Month. We'll share those links at the end of the call as well. Articles for distribution. This is a great time to be distributing articles, and as I mentioned in the slide previous, the attention is heightened with the media during Long-Term Care Awareness Month. So lots of articles you can position on your social media, use as drip emails, put them in your CRM, use them anywhere. But this is the time to get them. And personalized marketing materials. You see a few thumbnail images of some items that AIM has here. Tried and true materials that work, and you're able to personalize them and use them in your own community, branding you as the local specialist. All right. So let's break into the personalized LTCI guides. You'll see 2 images on your screen because you have the ability to get 2 different guides. What makes these guides so great, A, is personalized. On the back of the guide, it has your bio, your image, your contact information. So now, I'm not saying that you're a co-author of this book, but these guides, they got great information in it. And the key today is providing good education and good content. And that's what's getting you positioned in different places. And here are 2 ways that you can do that, 2 separate guides. One is branded the 3 and 4. It's the Essentials of Long-Term Care Planning. It's 12+ chapters on different products and services that should be considered when forming a long-term care plan. And the Who Will Care for You is AIM's guide just on LTC. It's a few pages. You don't need to order these in a hard copy. You can. I'll tell you how to do it later, but you can just get them personalized in a PDF, and then you can, once again, position it certain places. So you want to position it in your own newsletter. You want to take it to your strategic partner. And what I mean by that is, do you work with a financial advisor? How about a CPA? How about an elder law attorney? How about any professional are you partnered with or wish to be partnered with? Give them the book. Give them the guide and say, hey, why don't you make this available for a free download on your website, or put it in your email, or so on and so forth. Or maybe it's a business that is currently doing a work site, trying to get in there and get a work site case or a small executive carve-out. Well, here's the guide that you can use as your education component. But the point is, use it as the key to get in there. And if you need to have a conversation piece on why to do it, say it's because next month is Long-Term Care Awareness Month. So now you take the campaign and you partner it with your guide that has your contact information on it, and now you've taken up more real estate just in someone's newsletter. You can see the next thing, it says professional offices. The same people have offices, and they're paying rent on them every single month, and they have clients coming in, some of them every single day, at least Monday through Friday. So this is where it may pay to have a couple of the hard copies printed. I think they're about $250 a piece for the 3 and 4 book. The other one is a little less because it's not as thick. But once again, now you can have a hard copy, and you can leave a few on the table in there. I believe if you want, you're able to have a watermark on the top that can say for waiting room purposes only, something like that. Do not take, so someone doesn't take it. But the point is, now you are sitting for 8 hours a day in a professional office where people are waiting. This goes really well in doctor's offices. And the first place to start is with your own physician. Physicians know everyone's family health, your health, the people they're talking to. As you know, money does not buy long-term care insurance, your health does. So it's a great place to have that piece of literature sitting there with your information on it. Websites, the same thing. Get the guide and get it on your site. If you have one of the connected pages sites, or if you don't, get this guide, upload it to your site. It's a great way to generate some leads. It's a great way to get yourself out in the community. Same thing with your strategic partner. The guide is a key. It's a way that you can say that you are different than your peers in the community. You supply content, and you're also able to supply. The ability to position your strategic partner in a way no one else has. What's unique about these is on the front of the guide, you're also able to put, if you'd like, provided courtesy of ABC Financial Advisor, and then the back has your information. So when you're working with your strategic partner, you're able to tell them how you're able to use your content to help elevate their brand. Think how powerful that is. So I'm moving at a fast pace because we've got a lot of stuff to cover here. But the next marketing action plan is seminars. I'm sure many of you have done them. You may have had some success. You may have had some challenges. I don't like to call failures, because if you got a seminar booked, you got someone to show up, that's a success. But we're talking about packing out a room. And we've had some unbelievable success with the 3 and 4 seminars nationwide. And so what that means, if you're a member of the 3 and 4 Association, $60 a year gives you tons of opportunities in there to utilize personalized marketing materials, the seminar kit as you see here, be able to be part of their lead generation, third-party campaign, so on and so forth. You want to join, you can do that at 3and4needmore.com and click Become an Advisor tab at the top. But right here, what we have for you is that, we have the PowerPoint. We have the press release that lets you tell your community that you're giving them. There's a lead card that goes on the table. We value your opinion. There's a training PowerPoint that goes with it. There's a personalized poster, and there's a call script to call your leads when you're done. So you have a complete kit. What's unique about this is it works really well with libraries and service groups, because you're calling on behalf of, you are the local representation of the 3 and 4 Association, which is national nonprofit on raising awareness for planning for one's long-term care needs. So when you call that library, you let them know that this is affecting 3 out of 4 of their members. You'd like to give a free seminar. And what's great about this is the libraries typically take hold of it. They put it on the reader board in the library. They put it on their own website, and it goes out on their own email blast. So now there's 3 forms of communication going to thousands of people in your community. Think about that. Chances of having a pretty packed room are pretty good. And the great thing about it is this presentation is very lighthearted. It has some cartoons in it. It doesn't get into crazy features and benefits. It talks about if you want to be rich, poor, or insured, because those are kind of the 3 ways that you have of what's going on here to pay for your long-term care. And it just narrows it down to what's possible and what, how you should be considering long-term care insurance and it's your long-term care plan. It is only about 25 minutes long. There's no selling on site. It's one of the things that you tell the library or your civic group that you're doing this with. We even say don't even bring your business cards. I know it sounds crazy, but the less you face in the face they are about sales, the more access they give you. They ask you to come back. And at the end of the day, it's really about the lead card. You'll notice the thumbnail image on your far right. That's your lead card. It starts out as we value our opinion, and I typically tell producers, when they're giving the seminar, right in the middle of it, smack dab 10 minutes and say, hey, I want to bring notice to the We Value Your Opinion card. I'm representing a nonprofit. This is all done by passion, and it's very important that I give back the cards to the nonprofit to let them know, how many people I've talked to and how many people are interested in long-term care planning. Those statistics are important to them. So while I'm giving this speech, why don't you start your seminar, start filling this out now? Well, the first half of it is basically how they're doing as a presentation. Then I'd ask, would you like some more information? Hence, there's your lead. The 3 small checker boxes is, for yourself, for your business, would you like me to contact your employer? Things along those lines that really take the lead to the next level. That's what they're going to turn into. That's your lead card. So you couldn't write everyone in the room if they even wanted to be written at one time. So what you want to do is give a real powerful presentation, get those lead cards, and let them know you'd be happy to do it at their place of work, their country club, anywhere else if they found it informative. Some more quick hits. So talk about being your local specialist on long-term care insurance. Talk about creating some assets that you can use to brand yourself, to get yourself out there to help raise your organic level on Google, on search terms and whatnot with your own website. Here's a couple ideas. Remember, Long-Term Care Awareness Month, these editors, people in the media, they're looking for you. They want to talk to you. They need their local specialist. They want to do a column every week. They want to do certain stuff. So pull out your newspaper. Look at the website that you go on that's local in your community. Figure out who's there and let them know that you'd love to do a podcast. They'll set it up. All you're going to do is get on the phone and do a quick interview. They're going to ask you, well, help me debunk some myths on long-term care insurance, or, hey, can you answer these questions, or so on, The point being is you're going to be a guest. You being a guest gives you an asset that you can post that podcast on your website. You can tell your community that you're going to be a guest. Drive all your old B leads or anyone you couldn't get to move forward to it. Let your strategic partners know, hey, I'm going to be a guest on this podcast. You should listen in. Same thing with being a guest blogger. There's a ton of places you can do it, and it doesn't even have to be in your state. Position yourself as a national expert and tell them that you can give up this 1 hour to answer questions via a blog. They're just going to give you a place to log in, and you're going to answer questions people have on long-term care insurance. Send out an email. I know you guys email people every single day, so once again, send out an email, maybe let them know about their state partnership. Attach the guide to it. Point being is use Long-Term Care Awareness Month as your vehicle to get in front of people. If you've been looking for the reason to contact, if you really had to have another reason that's different, here it is. And you got 30 days to sit and position it. Update your website. Let people know it's Long-Term Care Awareness Month. I'm sure that everyone on this phone somewhere this last month went somewhere and noticed big brands positioning pink for Cancer Awareness Month. I was on a Delta flight yesterday. Everyone had pink ties on with the crew, the pink ribbons, and so on and so forth. Do the same thing with your brand. This is your 24/7 store, is your website. This is where you provide information and you sell yourself. So brand it with a little bit of long-term care awareness. The image you saw at the very beginning of the screen, I'll just go back to it real quick just so you can see it. You can find this. I Googled and pulled this image up, Long-Term Care Awareness Month. Just Google Long-Term Care Awareness Month and put images, and you'll find that. Utilize it. Put it up on your website. Let people know. And think about that, too, as you're moving forward. Utilize your website to be a way to showcase. There's other awareness months. There's Alzheimer's Awareness Month. There's a lot of other months out there that you can position and use that campaign, jump on the coattails of it, and position yourself as a local expert. And the product that you have should be part of a long-term care plan in the arena where they can help gauge someone if they have a long-term care exposure or risk. And last but not least, the most easiest one is update your email signature. You're sending emails upon emails a day. They're getting forwarded and so on and so forth. Put some good content in there. Click here to download my guide. Watch this video on Susan Orman on long-term care insurance. There's lots of content out there. You're going to get more. I'm going to show you the address and how you're going to get it at the end of this webinar. But update your signature line because it's a great way to make sure you're pushing content out without having to have it jammed in someone's face, without having to be, hey, click this attachment. It's just there. It becomes second nature. It's a good thing to update it, every quarter, maybe every month, but keep it fresh. Community branding. Here's your action plan here. It does have a cost. It does have a 3 and 4 brand. But this is all about how do you get out in your community? How can I generate some more activity? How can I generate some leads? And how can I start submitting some more business? Here's a very easy way. These are personalized community tabletops. Yes, it takes you a little bit of money to purchase them and a phone call, but that's it. But what you get is you get 250 cards. They're all personalized to you that have this personalized QR code. And you can either use the 3 and 4 guide or the new 3 and 4 choices guide as the offer. And when the person's calling you or emailing you for it, you can email it to them. You don't have any other costs involved with coming up with, having to send them a book or so on and so forth. But this is a very expensive program. I believe the costs are about $150, and it gives you, I believe, a dozen of these tabletop displays. I think it's 500 cards. And think about that. I mean, you have a dozen. You probably, I'm assuming you have your own physician. You have your own banker. You have your own TPA. You have an attorney. You have all these places you can go put this. You tell them, I didn't know if you know what my profession was, but I am the local specialist on long-term care planning, long-term care insurance. I offer a free guide. It doesn't talk about sales. It talks about products and things that you should consider when forming a long-term care plan. This affects 3 out of 4 of your clients, members, people that are coming in this office. I'd be willing to give it to them for free if I can leave this here. Well, guess what? Once again, now you have a physical piece of material with your contact information, with your name, with a personalized QR code, so they can scan it from their smart device and request it. And this is going to generate leads from you. It's nothing. There's hundreds of cards there. You can get more, refill them up. It's a great way to, A, not only get your face and your image out there in your community, but also to get some more quality leads. This one's a little bit different, but it does work. And I like to call it remarketing. Many times I'm sure you've called your B leads. You're probably looking this policy review. Oh, no, this is going to take a lot of my time. I'm going to have a whole bunch of people calling me. All they're going to do is ask me questions and so on and so forth. Well, use Long-Term Care Awareness Month as a way to actually do some policy reviews. But at the same time, you want to generate a referral from it. So, whether it's putting something on your website, request a policy referral today, what you're doing is you're creating an activity that's going to tell someone that they want to talk to you. That's what's important. Lead generation is about moving the person to the next step. It's not about closing the sale. That's what you do when you're face-to-face or you're on the webinar with them. So anything you can do to get more information, more contact information, more information about the kind of product they want, kind of policy that they're looking for, so on and so forth, the more closer you're getting the sale and the more quality lead you have. So this is a great way, because it's Long-Term Care Awareness Month, let people know that you'll do a policy review. They're not quite sure what that is, so you can tell them what's important about the policy. Yeah, this is a great policy, and here's why. And good thing you bought it then, they don't offer this anymore. You might want to buy some more coverage, and here's how you can do that. Point being is you'll figure out what your front talk is about your policy review, but then you want to figure out what your close is, and that's about, hey, this is Long-Term Care Awareness Month, and that's why I'm offering this free service, and you were smart enough to buy a plan while you're young and healthy. Is there anyone else that you can think of that I should be talking to and give them the great advice that I've given you and talk to them about purchasing a plan? Because let me tell you, this affects 3 out of 4 people that you know. You planned ahead. Use it as a way to get in their face, for lack of a better term, and create some great referrals, because it's Long-Term Care Awareness Month. So same thing. Position it. Position it in an email. Position it in your newsletter. Position it on your website. Here's some Facebook ideas, some marketing action plans for Facebook. Now, I'm assuming most people on the phone are pretty familiar, definitely familiar with Facebook, probably have an account. Probably most of you don't have one for business, but maybe there's some of you that do. A great way to utilize your personal account without getting to be too over the top on sales, buy insurance for me, is by doing things that are lighthearted. Facebook brings a smile to many people's faces. You're sharing pictures and videos and fun things. Well, create some laughter that's around what you do, or create some other ideas. But the key is it's coming from you, and then you can put your website there. So I heard of a producer in another state that every time they get a quote, they donate a couple bucks to a charity. They pick the charity that month. Every time they get a quote request, it goes to that charity. They even started letting their book of business pick different charities, because now they have their book of business telling other people, go to this person. That's who you want to get a quote from. And also, they do this for this charity. Think about it. It's one thing that's uniquely different. So, severe weather alerts. It sounds crazy. I'm going to give you a link to get it. But you can sell long-term care insurance but still be the guy that's giving, the local community some alerts on something. The thing is they're remembering you. They're remembering you and what you do. It doesn't mean you always have to be telling them what you're doing. So you could be a guy, if you live in an area where hurricanes come in or something like this is happening, heavy snowfall, the minute you hear about it, go post it on Facebook, and post it there with your website. So now you're providing great information and how to contact you, but you're getting more of a brain tattoo for them. You're leaving your digital imprint on their brain in Facebook that you're the local specialist for whatever thing. Post an insurance show. Do a cartoon contest. You can see the funny cartoon that's there. Any of the bullets that are on the page. Point is light humor posted from you, the local specialist. Pretty soon, you'll be noted for, the guy that does this, but their career is this, and that's who you want to go to for that service. One more way to leverage the 3 and 4 Need More campaign. Some of these things don't cost you any money. Obviously there is a hard cost in generating personalized materials. There is a membership fee of $60 if you want lots of access to lots of things. But some of these things here are free. PSAs, public service announcements. On the website, 3and4needmore.com, if you click the Outreach tab, you'll see PSAs. And what that means is there are TV commercials and there are radio commercials in 15, 30, and 60-second spots that you can use for free. They talk about the need to form a long-term care plan. There's probably half a dozen LTCI radio clips that you can put. They could be part of your answering message. They could be on your website for people to listen to. And there is a TV PSA on long-term care insurance performed by Dr. Marion. Go ahead and use it. It ends with, this information was brought to you as a public service announcement by 3 and 4 Association. But there's no problem with that. It even adds more credibility. So take hold of that asset and position it in your email signature. Position it on your website. Let other people know. And get out there too. Once again, go to the media, like I said earlier, and try and guest host something. Tell them you want to write author an article. We have scripts and email templates you're going to get when you're done with this call that helps you, get in there and do the press release and call the media. And we even have a website that's going to give you over 30 different places that you can submit a press release for free. So those kinds of things are getting you out there, they're creating activity, and I think you end up doing a lot of it during this month, and you're going to get some results if you do these things, and then you can pick the ones you like to do the most, and then you can pick the frequency you like to do them moving forward, and you know what? Your business is going to increase as you continue to do things. Think about that seminar kit. Think about the ability to say you represent a national nonprofit on long-term care planning, and you have a kit that's been provided to, that's been compliance approved nationwide, and that you're able to go out there and give this presentation. The same presentation was given in California and in Texas by the Department of Health and Human Services. They've authorized this presentation. So you can be the vehicle that delivers it in your hometown. I talked about some online resources. You can just see that there's some links here. Don't bother writing them down. You're going to get an email from me, but I'll tell you what they are. I mentioned about carriers having great stuff just dedicated to long-term care awareness. Genworth and Mutual of Omaha has tips, tools, and training materials, and so does Mutual of Omaha for Long-Term Care Awareness Month. So go to these addresses when you get them from me and see what they have there. I think carrier material is great. Sometimes it works to not use carrier material because it's, it's carrier neutral, so to say. So, but you might get some ideas there. You might get some copy that you want to use in an email. And maybe it is important to attach the latest Genworth piece because you have 20 people you haven't been able to move forward on that Genworth quote that you talked about. So here's a piece that you can use to kind of get in front of them again. Like a Laser. This is a website you can go to and help you track if you're doing anything good with your Facebook postings. So we talked about posting some fun content. There's the 3 and 4 website. The weather auto emails. Remember I said, if you want to be the, 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 the weather auto emails. Remember I said, if you want to be the local weatherman alert person, which is great because people always want to know if something's happening. there's the website you go to. You can enter your information. It's going to send you what's going on for weather in your area into your inbox the minute it's happening, so you can take it and post it. A lot of this is about efficiency. A lot of it's about planning, and a lot of it's about frequency. Google Alerts and the free press release distribution site. Both these are great. Google Alerts, google.com/alert. You'll want to do this if you don't do anything else today. This is a thing you can do immediately when you get off the phone, because you all know Google's address. So go to google.com/alert. What's going to pull up is it's going to ask you, do you want it once a day, once a week, multiple times a day? As it happens, you're going to select one. Then you're going to write in long-term care insurance. Then you might even want to write in LTCI. You want to write in other things that are relevant, phrases around long-term care insurance, and hit submit. Google is going to, for free, depending on the frequency you pick, I think once a day is probably where you want to be. It's going to send you every article in one email, so it's not going to jam up your email box. Just be one email with a whole bunch of links in it on every long-term care insurance story, breaking press release, video, blah, 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 that comes out that day. They're going to do it automatically for you for free. There's your content. There's your stuff to put on your, to drip market to your database. There's the stuff to use, so on and so forth. And the free press release distribution site, at that Mashable's address, there's a bunch of sites there. There's a template that you can use to talk about GQ in the 3 and 4 seminars. You can write your own press release to talk about your guide that you have, to go to your website and download it for free. And you can upload it to the site, and they're going to push it out, and they're going to push it out for free. So some things have some costs. Some things take a little bit of elbow equity. But you know what? All this stuff works. I can guarantee it works. And it just takes you putting your foot forward, figuring out where you want to go. Long-Term Care Awareness Month is next month, so you want to get started today. And most importantly, I think if you had to spend any money anywhere, go get that personalized guide. I believe it's $40 to get a personalized emailable digital guide. AIM is going to give you the information for that. That's what you want. You're going to get your picture on it. You're going to get your contact information on it, and you're going to use it over and over and over and over again. You can't use it in enough places, and you just keep pushing out your brand, pushing out content, and pushing out the need to plan for your long-term care, and how long-term care insurance is a great resource to help you if you happen to have a long-term care exposure. Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I guess we may have some questions.
Well, we're going to open it up and see if we do have any questions. Everybody that had keyed in their 2 or 3-digit audio PIN code, we're in the process of unmuting them right now, so give us a second to be ready to go. If you're not going to ask a question, if you would give us the courtesy of hitting *6 to individually mute yourself, we'd appreciate that so we don't have tea kettles and alarm systems and such going off. I also want to take a second and cover the details on the co-op program that Jonas alluded to earlier. What we've got there in terms of co-op dollars, once you're dropping money on leads, it's $100 per long-term care app, $75 per critical illness app, $50 per final expense app, and $25 per med sup app. That's the co-op money that's available on top of what you get with your commissions, et cetera, for that. So that said, we are opened up. Let's take any questions that folks have. Another thing you want to do if you got radio going on in the background, anything like that, you want to go ahead and get that turned down for us. So, Jonas, fantastic job. This is a great opportunity for these agents to start making some things happen right away. I think all the things that you talked about were spot on for them. Hopefully we'll get some response here and make some stuff happen. So, questions out there for Jonas?
Yeah, Jonas?
Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering about the seminar kit that 3 and 4 has. What is the cost associated with that?
What is the cost, I'm sorry?
The cost associated with that?
So there's the only cost that there's only 2 costs that you'd ever have with a 3 and 4. One is an annual membership cost of $60. That gives you the kit. It gives you access to a bunch of other materials that you can personalize on the website in the agent portal area. 3and4needmore.com is a consumer front-facing site. Once you become a member, you log in there, and then you go back into where the agent stuff is. That's where you can actually personalize PDFs yourself and drop them, download them to your desktop. You can look at the lead generation, third-party stuff, and be part of that there, and move on and so forth. And so $60, to answer your question, gives you a lot of access to a lot of great tools. And also that $60 is great because it does this. The $60 also then a year allows you to be listed on 3 and 4 Need More in an area to find a specialist. We're getting tens of thousands of people coming to the website every month, folks. And so if they're looking for a specialist, if you go to 3and4needmore.com right now, it's been updated lately. You'll notice dead center in the page it says Find Your Local Specialist. There's a drop-down tab. They can find an annuity specialist, med-sup specialist, PPA, financial advisor, LTC specialist, you name it. And then they put in their zip code and they hit submit, and it pulls up. And if you pay $60 a year, you're listed there, and you're also listed on our smart app, which can be downloaded from an iPhone or an iPhone tablet. We're coming out with Android One this year as well. So it just gets you out there, and all these dollars help the 3 and 4 be self-sustainable. There's no one receiving any compensation from it. We put it all back out to create more awareness. The two things we're doing for Long-Term Care Awareness Month is we have 2 TV commercials going out. That's right. So as a nonprofit, they get to be played as public service announcements, but we generate high-quality HD quality commercials. And there's one that's we've always put them on products. So this year is on critical illness, and looking at that as a form of something down your long-term care plan, and you'll all love this one. The second one is why to work with your local specialist. And it actually, has an actor talking about the website and how to go there and select and use the zip code and everything. If you want to see those videos, once again, go to 3and4needmore.com. They're in the outreach section under PSAs, and to be updated with everything. The most up-to-date stuff of the 3 and 4 is join the Facebook page. We update. That's the easiest place for us to support that page because we don't have a big staff, and as you know, posting there is very easy. So there's always great stuff happening there, and take a peek and please join today.
Great. And then for the Essentials Guide, you said you can personalize it. You can get a PDF of that. So that's $40, is that right?
Well, actually, the 3 and 4 guide is once you pay the $60, that's part of it. So the $40 is for AIMS. The Essentials, go to 3and4needmore.com, click the tab at the top, become an advisor. You join for free, and then it's going to come back to you and ask you if you want to upgrade to the paid level, which is $60. Once you do that, then you'll see that when you go back in behind the walled garden, so to say, where the agents are, we're able to see all the other things you have access to now that you're a paid member. One of them is the guide. There's other things there, and you basically click it, and the fields will open up for your name and your web address and all the contact information stuff you want. You're going to typeset it yourself, and it's going to give you so many characters. You're going to hit save, and it's going to drop it right on your desktop. So you don't even need to talk to anyone, and you pay online and everything. It's a great thing, and then you got your book.
Okay, great. And then, so how much does it cost for hard copies or something like that?
I believe that they are $290 or something. You're going to get it in follow-up email with the links that you see on your screen now and some of those stuff we talked about, the co-op dollars and so on. And those prices are in that email. And the phone number if you want to talk to someone at the fulfillment center. That's the great thing. The strategic partners that 3 and 4 has for the mail and for the fulfillment of the personalized materials, and even for AIMS Personalized Materials and Fulfillment Center, great people, really knowledgeable. They answer the phone, no voicemails, and they get the job done for you. They realize that they're there to serve you and you're their clients.
Outstanding. Great information. Hey, we got a question that came across through the system, Jonas. If for any number of different reasons agents feel like they only have funds or whatever they need to make one presentation or one opportunity, take advantage of one of these opportunities, which one would you recommend as the first one they go with?
Well, I think, without being able to talk to the person, I would have them think to themselves, to be honest, even if they're buying something, it's still going to take them to do something with it. So there's some technology challenges they may have. Is writing an email, and do they have a big database that they want to send an email to? So maybe buying the book from...
I think it was more about fundage, Jonas, more about fundage. So from that perspective, if they had if they could fund one of these opportunities going forward.
And I was going to get to that in the second half, but I think the one that you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck out of is and I hate to sound like a commercial, the 3 and 4 is the 3 and 4. $60 gets you on a smart app. I doubt anyone on the call is on a smart app right now. $60 gets you on a national website that gets thousands of people, tens of thousands of people going to a month. You're able to be looked up by a zip code search for one specific category that you specialize in. It also gives you the access to personalize a guide. So those are 3 very distinct places that you're going to have yourself in about 5 minutes of signing up with a credit card online, just as you bought anything else online in your life before. It's very easy. That's going to be the biggest bang for your buck.
I think somebody's phone blew up there, but we got that taken care of. So, all right, well, that covers that. Any other questions?
That was everyone running to the 3and4needmore.com.
That's what it was. The website's overloaded.
Yep.
So, all right. Appreciate the question on that. Anything else out there that we can help folks with?
Actually, one more question on the 3 and 4.
Yep.
Go right ahead.
Is it possible to get listed in more than one area?
That's a great question. And yes, not now. But it's on our to-do list to be done by the end of the year. We have to pick and choose where we spend our funds as a nonprofit, and that is one of the places that we've had a ton of suggestions or requests for, and it's in the queue with our IT team now. So absolutely.
Okay. Just let us know.
All right.
And just to throw it out there, I have no problem answering questions via email. My email is Jonas, Jonas, at 3and4needmore.com, number 3IN, number 4needmore.com. Bring them on. I'd love to help you guys. It's my job for AIM and my job for the 3 and 4 to help get you guys out there, so feel free to email me.
As you can tell, Jonas is kind of a shy, retiring guy, so you may just get a real cryptic 3 or 4 word response from him, but he will respond. All right, any other questions out there, folks, who want to let Jonas get back to some of the other things he does if we don't have other questions? Again, this has been recorded. It'll be archived and be available on our website probably by midday Pacific time today for anybody who wants to circle back and take a look at anything that we covered previously. So, all right. Well, I guess that means that there are no more questions. So, Jonas, really, really appreciate you making your time available. Great job. Folks, we're looking forward to getting some feedback from you about the different pieces that you were able to implement going forward with the Long-Term Care Awareness Month and what you're able to do with it. So when you have success stories, feel free to give us a call, tell us what you did and how it worked. So, all right, we're going to let everybody go. Thanks, folks. Appreciate your time here this morning. Jonas, we'll talk soon.
All right, bye-bye.